Ooh, mine. Presumably we're gonna have to delve into the depths to find out what's after befalling the dwarves. The axe key's there, so we need to find a way to lift the gate. Ooh. Well, we found here. The old fires, they can't reflect it. Otherwise, there's always the chance of them doing so. Whoop! Jackass! How dare you strategize? Heresy! Ah! Feel free to do that, though. I thought there was a sorceress here. From the inside. Okay, it's aimed kind of at the gate, so maybe we're using that rather than lifting the gate. Or maybe we could easily just be getting into the gatehouse and lifting it. They've longer reach than I'd like to acknowledge. Jackass. I suppose it's really on me for running right into it, but I refuse to acknowledge. I refuse to accept that. Do it. Ah. Let's leave it to them. Nice. Once say that if you right alt click it through weak enemies, it'll actually end up going through a few before it hits the ground or whatever. And it might actually kill more than if you were to normal fire it. There we go. Beautiful. Now that's first to the way up. You know, if that wasn't there, we would have been completely trapped and stuck. So really, you know, the enemies are fouling themselves up here. Nowhere to be seen. Are we gonna have to recraft it? Just yank this bit out. Sadly, engineering doesn't quite work like that. I saw the brewers hauling some new furniture into the tower yesterday. Walked up to Torgrind and asked what the hell he was doing with all that orcish junk. Shrugged me off and told me it was stylish. More stylish than what we make. Next time he comes around asking for new kegs, make sure to point him to that bleeding elevator below. Tell him to go ask the orcs for help. Surely they can craft him some stylish ale kegs too. Touchy. Alright, we're going to have to go around the other way. Actually, no, it's blocked by the tang. Torgrind. Anyway. This is progress. Rouge's place, I'm still stealing their shit though. Didn't stop me in the other place, won't stop me here. We've replaced our old bells with a crystal-powered machine. Apprentices shall be allowed to use it to smell metal. Simply place your ore ingot into the hot heart, and she'll melt in a moment. Once your mold fills up, be ready to work it out over on the anvil as you'll ever be. Make sure to turn the heat off before you clean the heart. Ah, we have to make a new one. We should have probably used tongs rather than our bare hands, but let's hope that demon blood counts for some resist. Iron lever. Let's go lay some metal rod. Actually, there's a picture going around online. I don't know what it's from, but Medusa's after trying to turn a guy to stone, and it's not working. She's like, "Why? How come you aren't stone?" or something like this. "Why haven't you turned to stone?" And he's just like, "Baby, I'm already rock hard." And it's just beautiful. It's just like, yes. You know, if you know the fate smiled upon me and I was ever in that situation, I'd want to remember that line. Beautiful. Let's not jump. I have enough issues with health without suicide. Regardless of what the song says, it ain't painless. Though it does bring on many changes. Way down. Way down, baby. Well, we found some living beings of a sort. Close until our division campaign ends. Elevator to Valak. Still powered up. Oh, the dwarves are really joined with these. If they ever got a fucking elevator to here. To the orcs. Oh, nice. I think it's 1357. Yes. Yeah. Regrettably, there's all this gold here, but she has absolutely no interest. We'll steal the power crystals because they have practical benefit to us. But that's the only reason. Oh god. That's what's presumably growing out of the dwarves now. That's a pretty nasty poison. Like shit, dude. It's kind of the same color as these, which is concerning. It's not turning them into it, is it? I fear we'll know soon enough. There's no way to get in. Though why would they have an issue, be like, do not go in there unless you want to die? If they can control these things. Unless they can't control this iteration of them. There's 2 holes down and they seem to be separate. But they're so close together. Let's start with this. Oh god. I can't see in this shite. Okay, let's reload. Oh, that was twitchy. Okay, that looks like eyes. We can't talk to you for some reason. I guess he just mightn't feel like talking. He tries to speak but fumbles into coughing. His dry tongue bears a slight purple tint. His brow narrows as he proceeds to mimic a drinking gesture and points above. Okay, the combination thing doesn't seem like it had anything to do with the cult. It was just, you know, general dwarven housekeeping. Can't clear this. But from the looks of it, the dwarf wants me to bring him a, one last drink. Which makes sense. But how do I do so? Knew it. Ah, keg of dragon brew. For once there isn't a secret here. But right off if the dragon brew was actually a cure. Because the dwarves were saying that they had healers, and they were in the same caste as their chefs. Also, dragon brew does sound like it would be potent. That hit the spot. I can feel it purging me veins. Andric. Thought she could do old Andric in, didn't she? I've drunk far worse than her poison, though nothing ever made me see horned blue demons in orcish garb wandering about. Aye, this was one of your witching sisters, called herself Uliet. She came by a few days ago. The snake must have slipped something in her well. Almost everyone was complaining about stomach cramps by the end of the day. I saw them last, screaming in pain, dark veins shifting under their skin. Then one of your lancers showed up at the fortress, and she was fuming. Said she was going to burn that traitor alive and rush to the elevator. She couldn't aid us. Tried everything to help the sick ones, but nothing halted the poison. And then the bleeding cultists started appearing out of nowhere. This was slaughter. They killed everyone who could hold an axe and threw the sick ones down into the well. They would have thrown me in as well, had the taint claimed me sooner. My blood is slowing it down. Listen, lass. Seem like an honourable individual. Would you take this elevator key and go give that traitorous wench and her lackeys what they'd be asking for? Go quickly. That's it. I would do it myself, if I had my strength back. Don't worry about me. Go find that filthy witch. I don't know where the cultist bastards came from, but thanks for slaying them. Stone harden you. Go, ass. No more time to waste. Off with you. So yeah, it seems that this is what the dwarves turned into. Given that there's no other way in, maybe they turned into the worms themselves. Like, it's not like there's a hole in the wall or whatnot. They might have just left the worm into them, but I'm not entirely sure. But it seems like the black mass, at the very least, is what they grew into. Remember back in the grove that grew out of the caster's grave. So, yeah. But yeah, it seems Dragon Brew isn't a cure, but he was just majorly thirsty. His blood's slowing it down. Maybe he has the right level of alcohol. There was one alien invasion thing or something. It was set here in Ireland. It was a movie, obviously. Apparently, like, the aliens were trying to invade or infect people or something. Maybe it was a disease thing. Whatever. Alcohol was the cure. Yeah, it was. I think it was alien invasions, like possessing people. But alcohol was the cure. It drove them off. Only got 1 out of 4 secrets, which is quite aggravating. But, Sylvie. Um, but yeah, alcohol was the cure. Oh, please, no. Oh, shit. This is a high level of corruption. Hmm. Research and decay. With a piercing metallic shrill, the lift plummeted into the abyss. It took no longer than seconds for a deafening thud to echo into Valk's deserted caves, as the falling mass of iron came to a shattering halt. Groaning in pain, the half-orc warrior cupped her head, ears still ringing with the sound of the landing. A few dusty coughs were all that would delay her now. At last, she's back into the mountain's bowels, close to the crystal heart, and even closer to the betrayer. So she went from a outpost outside of Valak into a through a secret passage into Valak. To the forge. In deeper into Valak. Or no, yeah, into deeper into Valak to take the other portal, landing her at the top of the mountain outside. She went to, well, actually no, it was the ramparts some bit away. Then to the Dwarven Fortress, which was on top of Valak, and down. And then now she's gone down back into it, deeper inside of it, nearer to the Crystal Heart. It's me. And actually, given that the elevator the dwarves have connects them close to the Crystal Heart, this sacred place, does show the level of connection the orcs have with them. You know, there are close allies. You don't put your sacred core to your technology right next to people you don't really trust. You know? Thankfully, despite the damage we would have taken, it hasn't factored over here to actual health damage. Thankfully. Christ. Oh, that's a custom model. Body node lies by the dead witch. Lit has gone completely mad. She was behind the missing staff members and this dark slime. She somehow managed to make it grow and expand. For how long has she been doing this? Chieftain Zora is nowhere to be found and Tex stops briefly. Humans, warping in everywhere. We've been betrayed. We're falling back to Ice Peak. That was Ice Peak. Ike Peak. That was Ice Peak Fortress. How long between this attack and when the other one came down? I can only assume that this mass didn't grow up till the other one came down the lift. Yeah, I can only assume the other one was a bit ahead of us and the growth of that. Oh, remember the portal didn't... this is where the portal would have taken us out. Wait, it said, like, if we'd, no-clipped through the door and used the portal, it would have taken us to Lord Valak. Would it actually have taken us here? If so, that's actually kind of cool. Even though we're not meant to get here through the portal, it would have still actually acknowledged, and sent us here. That's cool. But yeah, here's the leg of the orc. Like, they got spat out at the other point, but their leg got sent through here. There's nothing, but you don't have much need for a portal anymore. The grumbling sound out of it's irritating. Sadly, I'm generally pretty sensitive to sound, and that is of no... that's not conductive to me. Well, today I'm even worse. Wait, seriously? Okay, that doesn't seem right. I'm saving. Yeah. Woo! There's a bit of oxygen down here. Can I break these windows? Remember the other one that went ahead of us? That was just her there again. Cracking the ground here. Maybe we'll get a pickaxe we can go through. To which Chieftain Adjutant Lith from Witch Doctor Adena. There appears to be an issue with the lab storage doors in southern operation rooms. Switch seems to open the door across instead of the door next to. If there's some kind of farce, then I assure you neither me or Cosenna's melting face find it funny. I need a fixer to come sort them out quickly. Her melting face? What the hell happened? Let's hope there's another key. Again, she thinks we're a traitor. So she's not helping us out, but she herself was possibly the traitor, but that seems to just have been lit. So it's just kind of ours accusing ours.